Hello, dear students. Hearty welcome to Computer Programming Lab. In today's lab, I teach you experiment number 5 from part A. That is to calculate electricity bill as per the given problem by the VTU. First, I read out the given experiment for you, so that first you need to understand the problem so that you can write the program for it. What is the problem given by the university? Means write a program, means you need to write one program, that means you need to develop one program, that means you need to develop one software. That software or the program reads the name of the user, it reads the username, as well as it reads the number of units consumed by the user and prints the total electricity bill. This software or this program you need to develop. They have given this problem in detail. Okay. An electricity board charges the following rates for the use of electricity. Electricity board is charging some rates for the use of electricity. Which are those charges? For the first 200 units, 80 paise. For the first 200 units, 80 paise per unit. For the next 100 units, 90 paise per unit. For the first 200, 80 paise. For the next 100, 90 paise. Beyond 300 units, 1 rupees 1 per unit. But for all users, minimum charge is 100 as meter charge. Oh, very good. If the total amount exceeds, if the total amount is more than 400, then extra charge, that is additional surcharge of 15% of total amount will be charged. Oh my god, these many conditions. Okay, let us consider all these conditions and develop the program. Let us analyze it correctly. Once again we need to analyze. For the first 200 units, how much they charge? 80 paise per unit. For the next 200 units, how much? 90 paise per unit. Beyond 300 units, 1 rupee. All users are charged minimum 100 rupees as meter charge. If the total amount is more than 400, then extra additional surcharge of 15% of total amount. This software you have to develop. Oh, very good. First, see the expected output. That means whenever we run the program or the software, we get this message on the screen. Assume that you have developed and you are running the program. It will ask you, enter the name of user, enter your name. Here I entered as John. Then that program is asking you, enter the total amount, number of units consumed. I entered less than 200 purposely, 150. Username is John. Electricity bill is 200 rupees 20 paise as per the conditions given in the problem that program has calculated and showing us the result. This program you have to write. This is the first expected output. Run the same program for the second time. Again enter the name of user, alias, enter the total number of units consumed. Purposely I entered in between 200 and 300 because given conditions are like that. 250. Username is alias and electricity bill is as per the given conditions 305 rupees. I run the same program. Again the username different Bob. Total number of units consumed in between 300 and 400, 350. Bob. Electricity bill is 400. And if the username is Tom, I entered number of units as more than 400, so that this program can calculate the surcharge and add. 450 I entered. Afterwards it is showing the username is Tom, electricity bill is so and so. This program you have to write in today's lab. Then how to write this program? This program is very easy program. If you get this program in lab examination, you are the luckiest student. You may get this question in theory examination also on. It helps you in both theory as well as in lab. Okay, I explain you once again slowly. Already you learnt LCF ladder. Already you have become familiar with LCF ladder. This is what the LCF ladder. If this given condition is true, this works. Else if it is true, this works. Else this works. This is what LCF ladder. And this is what the if else has been used here. This is what the if else. Means to solve this problem, we need to use LCF ladder as well as if else. Already you are familiar with these things, no problem at all. See, I explain all the conditions slowly so that you can understand. What is the first condition? For the first 200 units 80 paise. Okay. If units is less than or equals to 200, means lesser than 200 or equals to 200, how much we charge? 80 paise. Means number of units consumed into 80 paise. Units into 80. 0.80. That is what the amount. Oh, first condition is over. Assume that number of units consumed is not lesser than or equals to 200. Means what? That will be more than 200. More than 200? Then I check for less than or equals to 300. Assume that number of units consumed is not lesser than 200. 250. Let us assume 250. Whether units is lesser than or equals to 200? No. No. Whether the number of units is lesser than or equals to 300? Yes. In between 200 and 300? Yes. Then you have to calculate the amount. No. How do you calculate? For the first 200 units 80 paise. For the first 200 units 80 paise means 160 rupees. 200 into 80 paise. How much? 160 rupees. That's why if units is more than 200 and less than 300, 160 for the first 200 units. That is for first 200 units 80 paise means 160 rupees. For the remaining, I entered number of units as 250. For the first 200, 160. For remaining 50, 250 minus 200. How much? 50. For 50 units, we are charging 90 paise. I think you understood. Oh, very good. For first 200 units, 160 rupees. For the remaining units, 90 paise. That's how we have written the arithmetical expression like this. I hope you understood. If units is lesser than equals to 200, 80 paise. Not lesser than equals to 200, more than lesser than equals to 300. Yes, that means 160 for first 200 units. Remaining units we calculate into 90 paise. That will be the total amount. I think you understood. See the third condition. If the number of units consumed is beyond 300 rupees 1 per unit. Oh, very good. Now assume that I entered 350. If you enter number of units as 350, whether 350 is lesser than equals to 200? No, it will not work. 350 is lesser than equals to 300? No, it will not work. Then else part will come. Else part. How this 250 I explain. For first 200 units, 160 rupees. For the next 100 unit, see here. For the first 200 units, how much? 160 rupees. For the 100 units, 90 paise. 100 units into 0.9, 90 rupees. Means 160 plus 90, how much? 160 plus 90, how much? Oh, your answer is right. 250. Means this 250 is for first 200 units 160. For 100 units 90. 160 plus 90, 250. I entered number if unit says 350. No, 350 minus 300. For 300 units we have calculated 250 here. For remaining 50 units 1 rupee. Like this amount calculates. I hope you understood these three conditions. Very good, and keep it up. If units is lesser than or equals to 200, 80 paise. If units is in between 200, 300, for 200, 160, for remaining 90 paise. If it is so and so, 250 and so. Then minimum meter charge you have to add 100 rupees. Total amount is equals to, total amount means including meter charge. Already we calculated the amount as per the number of units consumed. For the number of units consumed amount, we add 100 rupees. Minimum meter charge as 100 as given in the problem. Oh, conditions are not at all completed. One more condition is given in the problem. If the total amount exceeds 400, then extra charge, surcharge of 15%. Oh my god, they are charging more amount. If total amount is more than 400, we calculate the total amount. If it is exceeding more than 400, 15%. 15% means 15 divided by 100, 0.15 into total amount, 15% of total amount. Okay, that is surcharge. That surcharge you have to add into total amount. Already we calculated total amount. We calculated the surcharge. That one we add into total amount. Oh my god, we calculated total amount now. You have to print username. User equals to percentages, which is string variable. Name is there, and electricity bill is available in total amount. If total amount is more than 400, then only we calculate surcharge. Then only we add to total amount. Then only we print. Assume that total amount is not more than 400. Just we won't calculate surcharge. We won't add. Just we are printing username as it is. and electricity bill as total amount. I think you understood the problem, not problem, solution also. Have you all understood? Okay. Then how to write this program? How to write this program? See here. Very simple. Hash include std.h, void main. We are reading name now. To store the name, we need one dimensional character array or string variable. Name of 25. It will hold the username. Units will hold the number of units consumed. Amount helps us to calculate the amount. Total amount helps us to store the total amount. Surcharge helps us to store the surcharge. We need one string variable, one integer variable, and 3 float variable. Just we are reading the username. If you enter your username as John, that will be stored in name. While reading string, you may use the ampersand or you may not. You may use or you may not. Enter the total number of units consumed. That will be stored here. Just only I explained the logic. If units is lesser than or equals to 200, units into 80 paise. Not lesser than or equals to 200, whether it is lesser than or equals to 300, then 160 rupees for the first 200 units, remaining 90 paise. More than 300 means for 200 and 100, 250, remaining units 1 rupee. Then minimum meter charge 100 we add. Then if the total amount is more than equals to 400, then surcharge of 15% of total amount will be calculated. That one will be added to total amount. We are printing username as so and so, electricity bill as so and so, if it is more than 400. Otherwise, as it is. Program completes here. Program. This is the end of main. I think you understood. If you have any doubts, please you can ask at any time. And please watch the video slowly once again so that you can understand. And after writing this program in journal, you need to run the program first and test it. That's of 4 outputs. Purposely I have given number of units as lesser than 200 here, in between 200 and 300, in between 300 and 400, in more than 400 purposely. Check these results, do the calculations manually and compare. Type the program and run it, note down the output, do these calculations manually on paper, trace, examiner may ask you, you need to compare your result with computer result. Please, I hope you understood. All of you need to take care, have a nice day. If you have any doubts, you can ask at any time. We are ready to help here. Thank you. Have a nice day.